Hey everyone, welcome to Little Library Land with Usborne Books at Home. My name is Nadine and I'm here to show you inside some of the most popular series and books. We're going to start off with the littlest ones in our lives and go through a whole bunch. So up first is the Little Peep Through books. This is the Are You There series, and this one I have grabbed is Little Bat. So in this series they are thick cardstock board pages and you are looking for the little bat. Through the peep hole on each page, you think it's the little bat, and it's not. It's another animal until the very end when you find him. So this is a great introductory book for anywhere from newborn to, I'd say, about 2-3 years old, and they just love wondering if that's the little animal that it is that they're seeing through the peep-throughs. Up next is our little board book series. So these are basically picture books shrunken down into a smaller format for the tinier hands with cardstock pages and with a story in the book as well. So it's nice introduction for an actual storybook, but has the thicker durable pages so that you can leave them out on the coffee table for them to explore or pack in the car, bring to restaurants and stuff for them to take a peek through. Up next, we have our famous That's Not My series. So if you might not have known Usborne by name, you might know and recognize them by this series. So there's over 60 titles in this series. I grabbed the kangaroo one today, and this is a touchy-feely series book. And then there's a cute little white mouse as well as a texture on every page. So for instance, this one says, that's not my kangaroo, his tail is too smooth. And the texture of his tail is super soft. And then there's that little white mouse that you're finding on every page as well. And then at the very end, you find your kangaroo. And again, a nice textured on the page as well. Up next is from our playbook series. This is the Slide and See Dinosaurs book. So every page on this in this book has a slide feature with a little indent that they can put their tiny little finger in and move to change the picture. So making it super interactive with just a few words on each page, but bright, bold colors. So you see the little pterodactyl there. This one, I love this page. So here's the eggs. There's the little divot. Little dinosaurs hatching out of eggs. So, and again, this series has super thick pages. Up next is our baby's very first series, and these ones are books with wheels, so they can be used to play with, and again, super thick, durable pages, bright, bold, cute colors with cute animals, and a little bit of a story inside of them as well. Up next, we're going to move to our questions and answers series. So this questions and answers series actually have 3 series within the series. There's the very first questions and answers, the first questions and answers, and just questions and answers. So you can see here the difference in the sizes of the 3 series. And again, moving up in the series, there's just more information under each flap, more words on each page, and a little bit more in-depth in information. So very first questions and answers, this is what are germs? So let me tell you, this has been a super popular one lately with kids wanting to know what's going on, what's all the virus talk about, and the germs spreading that we're trying to avoid. So every flap has every page has a bunch of little flaps, and it just goes into detail very first, being super simple and just explaining how germs work. There's some other fun ones in the series as well. And these flaps are nice and big for the littler ones. So I'd say that the very first series is kind of gauged between ages 2 and 4. When I give ages, there's no reason why an older kid can't sit down with a book, especially if it's nonfiction, and learn something about it. Because even as an adult, nonfiction, there's just so much to learn about every topic that you and I might even learn something from them. The age is more based on the amount of information, how it's laid out, and the amount of words on a page. So there's that one. Moving to the first questions and answers series. This one's actually a really new book to the series. This is Why Things Die. So in this series, there's going to be the question on the outside. So every single question there is a flap with the answer underneath. So why do things die? Is it okay to talk about dying? So this one's really good if you've lost a pet or a family member, to help the little ones in our lives understand what's going on and to help them deal with their feelings as well, because that can be really tricky. And sometimes sitting down with a book and seeing it in characters might make it a little bit more relatable if it's laid out for them. So there's that one. And then moving into the questions and answers series, this is recycling and rubbish. And keep in mind, we're a UK-based company, so that's the word that they use for garbage is rubbish. And again, every page is full of flaps. And it's basically, this series is the who, what, where, when kind of thing. The question is on the outside of the flap, lifting the flap to find information of the answer on the inside. I don't know if any of these flaps are open. And it just goes into detail all about it. Let's see if I can lift a flap here. So there, and check out how much more information is in there. Talking about flap books are great to keep your kids engaged in a book a little bit longer. They want to know what's under those flaps. So they're going to spend even more time on each page finding out what they're going to see underneath those flaps. The next series is our Peep Inside, Look Inside, and See Inside series. I just grabbed only the Peep Inside and Look Inside, but size-wise, they work the same as the questions and answers series. So you can see here, I have a Peep Inside one. The Look Inside would be kind of medium, and then the See Inside is, again, the biggest and gauged for the oldest. So moving into this, the Peep Inside, how a plane works. So again, lots of flaps to lift and learn more information underneath. You can see here the luggage lifts up. It's hard to do backwards. So you can see under the plane where all the luggage goes. So that's great. And again, about ages 2 to 4 for this series, 4 to 8 for the Look Inside, and then See Inside, we'd say probably 7 and up. Again, if you're sitting down with your little one and looking at a See Inside, say they're 4 years old, there's no reason why they can't enjoy the older series as well if an adult is helping them or a big sibling. And again, now we're moving in, now you can see how much smaller the font is and how much more text there is on each page. This one is See Inside Inventions. So it just goes all in detail about different major inventions that have happened. That. Up next, some more information books. This series is absolutely amazing. This is called our Beginner series. So it's a nonfiction series with illustrations and photos. There's about 70 different ones in this series. Not all of them are currently in stock, but there's some great ones like weather, and again for spring coming up and why bees and wasps are so important, and they are a great price point. They're $8.95 each. They're hardcover bound books, and just awesome. They're gauged for about 4 to 8 years old. But again, I work with a lot of schools, and librarians, teachers, and the students absolutely love this series because it's all full of facts. And they really enjoy them also as a librarian, seeing that there's a table of contents, a glossary, and an index as well. So teaching them how to use those parts of a book as well. Up next, we're going to go into kind of some storybooks. So my favorites for our storybooks is, of course, the Phonics Readers. So these are fun phonics books that are rhyming stories. This one is, of course, a favorite, Underpants for Ants. And I love the illustrations in these books, as well as for the parents at the back of the book have a little bit about learning how to read and the phonics program, which is super great and helpful as well. So these are great for bedtime stories, but they're also great if you have a little one starting to read on their own because they're repetitive and rhyming. Up next is our picture book series. So our picture book series is a little bit bigger in format. Again, we have tons of picture books in classic tales like Little Red Riding Hood, Anne of Green Gables, all those kind of older school stories. And I picked out the On the Moon one. Again, space is always a favorite topic amongst little ones. Lots of big font on each one. on each page and just beautiful illustrations. So that's the picture book series, just to give you an idea of size. And then we have a whole bunch of bound books that contain a variety of stories, usually anywhere from 6 to 12 stories will be in one of the bigger hardcover bound books. This one, for instance, is Fairy Tales for Little Children. And I'm not sure off the top of my head how many stories this one contains. Little Red Riding Hood, Three Little Bears. There's just a whole bunch of stories. But they are basically the picture books inside of a big format book with a collection of them. And they're great for gifts. They're absolutely beautiful, and they are a huge money saver because you're getting anywhere from 6 to 12 stories for the price about two and a half of the single picture books. So that's always nice too, depending, as long as your little one doesn't sucker you in by you saying a bedtime book and they pick one of those and expect you to read it all, because then it's like 6 books in one. We are going to move into some activities. So this is probably my favorite part of Usborne, and part of doing my job is my kids use the Usborne activities, one of them at least every single day. If it's not magic painting, it's doing a puzzle, it's wipe cleans, coloring stickers, you name it. They do at least one kind of quiet time activity a day, and it's so awesome. And I love my job for that, being able to have a basement full of all these different options when we finish one. So first up is our jigsaw box sets. They all have a puzzle in them as well as a book. This one is one of the newer released ones. It is the human body. And we just actually did this one this past weekend for a quiet time activity. And my kids were so engaged after we completed the puzzle. They sat down and they asked me a million questions of what everything was. And then the book inside was the human body book as well. And we opened it up and learned some more facts. So it was great to sit and learn together about it. And they're absolutely beautiful. So they're 100-piece puzzles. There's the actual size of the puzzle piece there. And they're thick, durable pieces. And I just love the value of these. So you get the puzzle in this beautiful box as well. And the book, a paperback book. Some of them come with activity books. Some of them come with look and find books. Some of them come with information books. But they all come with a book, and they are $17.95 plus shipping and tax, which they are my go-to gift for classroom birthdays. When we're invited to a classmate's birthday party, because it's a book and everything in one for like $20. So super good. Up next is our snap cards. So there's a bunch of different themed ones in these boxes of cards. And if you don't know what Snap is, it's a card game where one of the cards actually has the instructions for it. And you can play also lots of other games with these cards, like Memory, Go Fish. What are some other ones? Memory, Go Fish, Snap. Because there's 13 sets of 4 cards. So that's so fun to play with as well. And they make great Easter basket stuffers, stocking stuffers, or if you're just kind of finding a little gift to throw in with something else and get competitive with your family too. Up next, we're going to talk about some wipe cleans. So our wipe clean books, we have them from beginners, so younger, 2.5 years old, all the way up to about 10, 12 years old, depending what you're learning. And I just picked out a few of the younger ones to show you guys. So we have simple ones that are just activity based. These would be for the younger ones. So just doodles, basically empty pictures that they're drawing, and then they can wipe them clean and do them over and over again. We have, this is airport activities, but there's a bunch of different theme ones: under the sea, gardening, summer activities, and they're just made up of a bunch of different activities: dot to dot, spot the differences, mazes, tracing of numbers and letters, counting. So just a bunch of different little activities. These are great to bring to travel with to grandparents' houses, and then wipe them clean and use them over and over again. And then educational based ones, of course. So preschool, looking at numbers. These ones are numbers to copy, so showing you the numbers, spaces to count them, and write the numbers themselves. And then moving into the older kids ones, there is, like I said, all the way up to 10, 12 years old, learning fractions, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, and as well as some things like how plants grow, and with activities and work work to figure it out and some problem solving. So those are super great. All dry erase markers work on them. And I always say grab a pack of fun colored ones and you can make it even that much more fun to work with them. Up next is our little first coloring book series. So I have to show this one off because it's super cute and really reasonable. So these books are $7.95 and they just have, I love that they have a little bit of a story too. So once the book is colored, you can kind of read it. It's not really a story, but it's just like words explaining the pictures. Simple. Some parts are already colored for them, making their concentration a little bit easier just on the big spots, and mostly for things that are just using one or two colors as well. Of course, they can color them rainbow if they like, but it's supposed to be the simplicity of it. So that's the garden one. Up next, we're going to jump into sticker books. So sticker books in our house are a favorite. So up first is the little first stickers. So this one's animals, and then the stickers are at the back here, and the pages are perforated, so you can tear the page out, making it easy once you get to the page that it corresponds with, and then you're just basically building a scene with that page of stickers in the book. Tons of different options in each one of these series, and we have been working through them as we go, and my kids have nailed off quite a few in the last few years that I've been doing this. And then up next is the first sticker books series. So if you can see little first stickers and first stickers, just a little bit of a size difference. This is seasons. So again, the pages are perforated for you to tear out, so it's easier for them to use the sheet that corresponds with the landscape, and then just build the picture. So how beautiful is this one with the different landscapes of the seasons and then building a picture with the stickers. Up next is the Build Your Own series. So this one is awesome. And I would say geared more for ages 4, 5 and up. My 5-year-old absolutely loves this series, but I also at book fairs sell this series to 10-year-olds. It's awesome because it has information about the character. In this one, dragon. Some of them are monster trucks and vehicles, aliens, all those different kinds of things. This is the dragons one, and in the picture that you're working on, it has the dark spaces, and then you find the corresponding page, tear it out, and you build the picture and fill it all in, and it makes the image come to life. So kind of like a Lego activity almost, but in a sticker format, which is awesome. Up next, moving into some girlier ones, but there is actually more boy-themed ones as well. I didn't grab any, but the dressing books. So this is the little sticker dolly dressing, and this is a regular sticker dolly dressing. So you can see the size again. This one's easier to pack around if you're bringing it, traveling and slipping it in a bag, of course, but they're both great. They have the people basically in their underwear. And like I said, there's boyish version ones. Not that boys can't do these ones, but sometimes that they would prefer to have the other ones and vice versa. They come with like First World War outfits. There's sport equipment ones. So lots of different options. This is the Sticker Dolly's Carnival one. Again, they are in their underwear. And then you find this sticker page, and then there's all the clothing and accessories and fun stuff. So kind of like a spin on paper dolls back in the day, but sticker format, which is super fun. And you don't have to worry about those silly tabs hanging on. But of course you can't play with them. But it is a fun activity. And I just love, they have a little bit of a write-up of the what's going on or the dolls themselves on each page. And then this is basically the exact same thing, but just in a larger format. This is the princess one. Again, the girls are in their underwear in a scene, and then the stickers correspond. There's accessories and things for the room sometimes as well, and then all their clothing and hats and shoes and gloves. And see, that one has plants that you decorate the room or wherever they are as well. So there's that. Up next, we're going to look at a little bit older activities. Oh, shoot, I forgot one of the things I really wanted to show. I will grab it in 1 second. Up first is the embroidery kits. So these kits come with everything that you need to make an embroidery hoop. This is the llama one, And I would say that these are for at least 9 and up. But they are super cute decor idea. These would make a great birthday gift. And then it comes with an instructions book, the hoop, the string, the fabric as well, and everything in there you need to make a little embroidery. We're making a leaning tower over here. Up next is the Never Get Bored series. So there is a Never Get Bored regular inside one, but then there's also the outdoors one. So this book is when your kids are telling you they're bored, they can find something in one of these books and go and do it. So they can't tell you that they're bored. So go dance in the rain with fun things and movements of umbrellas, pick up sticks and things to do with them. Imagine life on a desert island and what you'd create. Fold a hat, make a walking pole, all that kind of fun stuff for their imagination and to use. I'm just going to go grab that other book. One sec. So this one's from my kids' personal stash. So it's been used and abused. This is the Fold and Fly series. So this one's 100 Paper Planes and Dragons. It comes in a stack of 100 sheets of origami paper. My kids have destroyed this book. And all patterned. And then every page has a little tiny colored one at the top there. And then you has a fold out with 4 different ways to fold the airplanes. So you'd find the corresponding color and then you'd fold the airplane that way. And so much fun. Such a great indoor activity. It's a great activity to do with dads or grandparents at the cabin. And something about grandpas and paper planes. They just love it. It's like an old school activity. And I'd way rather deal with paper planes all over the house than Lego because it's not so painful to step on. So those books, there's a whole bunch of different ones in the series, is super awesome. And now moving in, one more actually, activity series for the older kids. These are our STEM activity books. So this is a science scribble book. And it is just a bunch of different learning STEM activities to do with whatever the topic. And like I said, this is a science one. There's some other ones, an architecture one, giving you activities, working through problems, and a write-in style book. So there's that. And then we're going to move into other write-in activity books. So our Usborne activity books, I always say, look too nice to even write in, but that's what they're meant for. And how beautiful they are also help with how your kids engage with them and how long they'll stay connected with the page. So this is the Little Children's Fairies Pad. So there's a bunch of different of these ones. They are a mix of activities. So there's spot the differences, there's coloring, there's puzzles to do. This, I would say, is gauged between 4 and 7, depending on the kid. Of course, anybody younger that can't read yet would need an adult to sit near them to tell them what they have to do on the activity for the page. But super fun, beautiful dot-to-dots, word searches, just a great way to sit down and work through some activities. And then up next is the Little Children's Activity Series. This is the Zoo Activity Book. Again, a little bit bigger format. The pads are actually tear off, so you can take them out and share them. You could use them at a birthday party and split them up as activities. You could put them in goodie bags. Just a bunch of fun ways to use those and split between kids. These are not tear off pads, just an activity book. So this is the zoo one. And again, there's coloring in here, and it goes into depth. Animal doodles, complete these animals using pens or pencils, so drawing stripes on the zebra, dots on the leopard, spotting the differences, or spotting the similar ones. A little bit of information about otters living in groups. Can you spot these otters in the picture? So it gives them 6 otters that they need to spot out of all those otters in the picture. There's mazes. There's some beautiful coloring with selected colors, how to draw some animals, just a bunch of fun activities in there. And then there's the regular activity book. So this is the maps version, and I would say these are 7 and up for ages. And again, just more context on each page, going more and more in depth. And this one is all about maps, working out different time zones and all of that kind of stuff. Yep, 2 minutes, bud. And so just a bunch of fun activities that way. Up next, we're going to just jump into some older kid books because we're always asked, and most people think that we're just for younger kids, but there is some great series that are gauged for ages grade 4 and up to grade 7, kind of that 12-year mark. So this is a new series. If you have somebody that loves the Sticker Dolly series, this is a novel spin-off with on an easier format. So I'd say these are for about 7 to 8-year-olds, depending, of course, on their reading level, with a few pictures in it and larger text in these novels. Up next, we have the True Story series. So this series is totally awesome. It's all true stories. This one's about heroes, but there's a few different ones all about true stories, adventure, polar adventures, a whole bunch of different ones. So this one's all about heroes. No pictures in these books and just true real life fact stories. So those are great. And then we have some novel series. A Boy Called Hope, and the girl with space in her heart. And then, of course, we have some graphic novels. So now lots of librarians absolutely love Usborne's graphic novels because they mostly are old tales in a graphic novel style. So they don't have any risky pictures in them or anything. We have great collection of them. There's stories of Thor. This one's Adventures of King Arthur. There is Macbeth, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, some great stories, Dracula, and they're just absolutely beautiful. And graphic novels are great for those kids that are reluctant readers, that they don't really want to pick up a novel because it's they might be intimidated by it. As we grow and read, for myself, finishing a chapter is a sense of completion, or finishing an entire book is a sense of completion. But if you're somebody that doesn't enjoy reading, if you're a kid that does enjoy reading, even finishing a page reading is a sense of completion, and again, a chapter. But if you're someone that doesn't enjoy reading, just finishing a text bubble gives you that sense of completion, or the comic square, and then they're moving on to the next one with lots of pictures. As long as their nose is in a book. Some parents don't like the idea of a graphic novel because they think it's too many pictures and they're not reading enough. But if somebody's going to read a book and not be into it because it's too overwhelming for them, at least their nose is in a book and reading. So I always like to suggest graphic novels for the kids that aren't big readers. And then 2 more books that I want to show you is the Usborne for Beginners series. So this is the one about business. If you have a little entrepreneur in your hand, this book is fantastic with a bunch of different tips. The basics that you need to start your own business and business ideas. There's a politics one and a money one, a whole bunch of different ones that are super great for learning those key life things for when they're a little bit older. And then one of my favorite series is the 100 Things to Know About series. This one's the human body. These are kind of like a Ripley's Believe It or Not. They are great for table discussions, like at the dinner table, with fun random facts, not the usual facts, but different things. Your teeth are harder than steel, and then it goes into depth of why and how. Your body can tell time even if you can't. So just those fun facts that you don't usually think about that you get to learn about. And again, great for older kids, great for dads, and they are super awesome. So if you have any questions about any of these books, feel free to ask me or whoever sent you this video, and we'd be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for taking your time and seeing inside all these wonderful books, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a good one. Bye.